Hello, good evening, good morning, wherever you are, wherever this video meets you. I am glad to be here. I'm honored to be here. And this is Family Issues again with Dr. Angela. And I titled this video FAITHOMETER Part 2. When I was done with the first the video on FAITHOMETER, it just struck my mind that it's not something you can say in 20 minutes. It's an ongoing, expansive topic, checking your faith. I look at Matthew chapter 19, verse 4 to 6. It says, "What God has joined together, let no man put asunder." This implies that marriage is not merely a human arrangement. It's not a human arrangement. No, it's not. It's not. It involves the hand of God. It involves God being a part of what we are doing. When you have that, you are inviting God to say, yes, I have seen this beautiful woman, I've seen this handsome man, I have accepted to be a part of their lives. Because you have joined us together, nothing we bring about any form of division. Ask yourself, like I said the last time, what is your faith level? It's not merely a human agreement, but a relationship with God, your God, my God. It changes the status of the man and the woman. From being single, they are no longer one, but they are no longer two individuals, but they are one. It's only God that understands that mathematics. No, there are no more two. There are no more David and maybe and Jennifer. They are now one. God sees them as one. They are married in one flesh, one flesh. So they speak one language. They think one. They are two individuals, but they are thinking one. In faith, because we are looking at faithometer, this is part 2. In faith, in any relationship in which you have invited God to be a part in, is being willing to step into the place of uncertainty. Because you haven't seen it. Remember our definition is the evidence of things hoped for. There are things you hope for. You have not seen them. You are trusting God. That's why we use that language. I'm trusting God. He says, is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. You are trusting God, but you haven't seen it. And that's why I said in marriage, faith is being willing to step into a place of uncertainty. You are not sure. You are not sure what this kind of man you are getting married to. You are not sure what you are going to meet there. Nobody is sure. You are not sure what you are going to meet in the woman. It's just, I love you, I love you, I love you. I love you, I love you, I love you. That's all we say. She's beautiful. He's handsome. Oh, he has a focused mind. I love her. She's warm. She's sweet. All the sweet nothings. But do you really know what tomorrow will bring? No, you don't. Because it's in that space that a relationship has the opportunity to grow. Connection is the purpose of our existence, and we must risk pain with the belief that caring for someone is worthwhile, no matter the outcome. Did you hear me? Caring for someone, caring for your wife or your husband is worthwhile. Pain will come with it, no matter what. Let's not deceive ourselves. Pain, at times, most times, comes with loving someone. Pain, it's a reality we don't want to face. Pain most times comes with loving an individual. You love this man. You love the totality of what pertains to that man. You just love him. You love the woman. You love her totality. You love everything about her. Everything about her. Evidence of good faith at the time of marriage may include, but it's not limited to, proof that one spouse has been listed as the other spouse's on account balances, your insurances, your leases, your income tax, and all that. You are married to a man and your name does not appear. There is nothing like Mr. and Mrs. Ogbedebi. It is Mr. Shola and Mrs. Angela Ogbedebi. That is the reality. That's what is happening today. But that's not what God wants us to do. I mean, that's what is happening. Women want their names to be written down. But that's not what God says. God says two shall become one. Two shall become one. So it's supposed to be Mr. and Mrs. Shola Ogbedebi. That is what it should be. It should be. There is nothing like Mr. Shola and Mrs. Angela Ogbedebi. It is our faithlessness. Is the societal values. Is the societal decay. Is the societal decay that is causing all this. I want to be sure. I want to be sure. What are you being sure about? What are you being sure about? Why do we live in fear? There's too much fear. I understand. I agree. I agree that people have destroyed trust. I agree. I mean, I'm not living in the planet. I'm not living in the skies. I'm living in planet Earth. So I know what is happening. I hear. Even me, I also want to bear Dr. Angela Ogbedebi. Yes. But what we are asking is that what God wants for us? Is that the right thing to do? Is that what God wants for us? Is the fear of what is happening in society affecting our faithometer? Is it affecting our faith level? What we keep seeing the negative. And that's what happened in that man's house. That's what happens in that other man's. You see that man down the street that they have divorced now. That's what happened. The woman did not get anything. It is true. The woman ends up not getting anything. The woman ends up losing. But I want to ask one question. Must we actually train our minds to not have an identity? That you are a woman doesn't mean you don't have an identity. You don't have a right to have your own. I remember when we were growing up, my father used to say something. He says, even though you are a girl, even though you are a lady, you are going to school, you are living this, you have the same opportunity as your brothers have. You should be able to stand on your feet. For me, I advocate that a man and a woman be treated, a boy child and a girl child be given the same opportunity to thrive. You send a boy to school, you send a girl to school. We know it's always said that we are in a man's world. It's unfortunate, but it doesn't mean that we shouldn't give our girl children opportunities to excel. You'll be surprised the marvelous things that girls can do. So let's not make the girl child, have that mentality of I must lean on a man, I must be dependent on a man. No, you can stand on your feet. You can add value. You can add value to your life, add value to your husband's life, add value to your home. You can't just be in the house, you are just there, nothing. You can be a housewife and add value. Yes, you can be a housewife. I tell women, hey, even men, I tell them, don't say that woman is useless, she's not doing anything. That you will be surprised. Let the woman go, let her travel and go on vacation and see if you can cope what she's going through. The things that women do, the responsibility that they bear on their shoulders. Men, you can't. It's hard. There are very few men. There are very few men. Faith is very important. Your faith level is very important. And religion plays a huge role in the way couples cope with and think about stressful events. Most couples use their religion to help in compatibility. It helps. Where in my last video I said pray together. Pray together. They find more compatible ways to talk about and manage stress. And stress. Society is so stressful now. Every day you hear so many very stressful things. Apart from the fact that society is so noisy, there's too much problems all over the place. Too much problems, too much stress. Why also give yourself stress? You husband, you. Why do you give yourself stress? You wife, why are you adding more and more stress to the already stressful society that we are in? Why not decongest the society, decongest the atmosphere from all forms of negativity? Why not work on your faithometer? Why not work on it? Why don't you become positive minded? Why are you not positive minded? Why are you not focused on the positive? Why don't you see the positive? Why are you always focused on the negative? You are focused on what people are saying. Hey, they say. Why don't you tell yourself, even though people say, my own will work? Why? Why? And when you trust God together, do you know you can become more resilient, ensuring that your relationship becomes stronger? I tell people, I'm just trying to be real. I never thought my marriage would be 31 years. I never thought I would be with my husband for 31 years. Because when you see what is happening in other homes, you hear stories, you begin to ask yourself, how did I do it? It is God. It's not just God, though. It is God giving us the enablement to refuse to be swayed, to refuse to be negative minded, to refuse to allow ourselves to be tossed up and down, looking at the negative things happening. For me, I can hear stories, I can watch what is happening. I don't have to take your negativity. I don't have to I don't have to imbibe your negativity in me. No, I take the positive, I throw away the negative. There are too many negatives. What is your standard? Your standard aids your faith. What is your standard? Standard in your home. Some people will say, when I want to prepare my food, I like it to be balanced diet. You simply want standard. What is your standard? in your home, in your marriage, towards your husband, towards your wife, towards your children? What is your standard level? What is your standard? How do you relate with God and with your spouse, then your children? Because that is the cadre. That is how it works. God, your spouse, and your children. You don't replace your children. Don't replace your husband with your children. And don't replace your wife with your children. Because you knew the man, you knew the woman before you ever met the children. For goodness sake, it is your knowing, it's the coming together between yourself and your spouse that God blessed and brought children for you. So why should your children suddenly become your husband? Some people will say, call their children their husband. Your child is not your husband. It's your child. Your husband is your husband. Your wife is your wife. Please, let us change our mentality, our mode of thinking. Be more positive minded. I know that things are happening. We know. But we don't have to add more petrol. We don't have to add more fuel. Something is burning, you are adding more. No, let's not do that. Let's be more prayerful. Let's be more truthful to ourselves. Let's be more trustworthy. Let's be, it's not, can your husband trust you? Can your wife trust you? Or are you someone, when you tell your husband or tell your wife something, he has to go and verify? He has to go and investigate and ask himself and find out, is it really true? Are you a man that when you say good morning to your wife has to go outside to go and find out if it is really morning or if it is noon? Ask yourself. Are you a woman who will still go and find out, this is what my husband is saying, I don't understand, something is off somewhere? Are you that kind of person? If you are a woman that your husband cannot trust you, go and work on yourself. Please, go and work on yourself. If you are a man, your wife can't trust you, go and work on yourself. If you are a child, your parents can't trust you, please work on yourself. Please work on yourself. Remember, marriage is willingly stepping into uncertainty, willingly taking time to trust. By faith, we can see our roles in a healthy marriage and not be selfish. It's not to selfishly have all our needs and our wants. You are getting married does not mean that you are married so that you can get. That spirit of I, me. No. Our role in marriage is far more about God using our unconditional love, support, and faith to shape our partners' lives to be more like God. At the same time, God uses this to shape and grow us to be more like Him too. We know that marriage can be funny. It's unique, but it's possible. It's possible. It's possible. Thank you so much. I felt the need to come back with this part 2. I felt the need for us to sit down and think and really introspect, go in and think. And like I always say, be intentional. Be intentional about your work with your husband, with your wife, with your children. Be intentional. Do it deliberately. Tell yourself, sing it to yourself, my home must work. When my children, when any one of them is doing what is wrong, when they misbehave, children will misbehave. When they misbehave, I go to my own closet. I say, God, my own child will excel. It's the confession of our mouth, the working of our mindset. The mindset is very important. Your home must work. Thank you very much. I see you. I'll be back. Please spread the word, share this video, press on the click on the notification bell, subscribe, keep subscribing, telling people about it. Don't just click like. Oh, I know her. No, don't know me. Watch the video. Allow it to be a blessing. Allow it to bring healing. Healing. Allow it to bring healing. See you same time very soon by God's grace. Be blessed. Bye bye.